Welcome to our video on demystifying B2B headless commerce. My name is Kate Sheridan. Headless commerce is an important strategy for modern commerce, and it's more and more on the minds of B2B leaders. I'm joined today by John Feldman. He is a product marketer at Salesforce as well. He also has years of headless commerce experience, both B2B and B2C.
Awesome, Kate. Thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
So I'd love to start out with, why would a B2B company choose headless for their commerce site architecture?
It's not just the customers expect to interact with you on a mobile phone. It's that they actually expect to interact with you sort of in experiences, very complex customer journeys. And that means that customers expect that they'll be able to reorder from a factory floor, or that when orders happen that there'll be order push status, or you may need to all of a sudden project commerce into a kiosk. I mean, the big change, I think, is that now there's an expectation that commerce has to be everywhere the customers, all sorts of places it didn't come. A lot of the technologies that were originally built had no concept of this. And so headless commerce is an architecture that can help you resolve that tension and put commerce everywhere.
If a manufacturer knows that their distributors are testing out these new ways of ordering, and if they want to be prepared for that and start leading their industry, headless could be the best way to accomplish that, it sounds like.
Totally. But headless has some pros and cons, and we should talk about it.
Yeah.
Totally. So let me tell you sort of the pros are and sort of how headless became one of the leading strategies. So what if we take the front end, our actual store with users touching, and the back end order capture system that manages inventory and taxation and all the gnarly stuff, and break them into two parts, and then had them communicate over really well-defined APIs. And the reason that was the greatest idea ever is that it meant that whatever your order capture program was, you could stick it onto anything. You could stick it onto your UI. You could go to a partner and say, hey, here's how you submit an order into us, and here's how you get a credit card authorization back. You could, if you had a very big customer who has some sort of a shop floor application, you could actually jam commerce into that. And so it was great. Those APIs give you an opportunity to put your user experience anywhere your user is, leveraging the same code over and over again, and really having a lot of flexibility in where commerce is, as well as having a really great front end experience.
Kind of the best of both worlds.
Well, it's totally, but there are some drawbacks to headless, right? It's not all the greatest thing ever. Headless, as we both said a couple times, is one of the architectural approaches you can take to resolve this. And, headless is not the only way that you can do omni-channel. Companies with established products, companies like Salesforce, which have, really great front ends and really, robust back-end SaaS systems, are able to actually offer those same APIs, so that you have the choice of whether or not you want to use sort of the Salesforce front end, which is incidentally very capable and can do a lot of these omni-channel things out of the box, or if you really want the power of headless and you want to use APIs to put commerce in some really novel places, you can have both of those all leveraging the same backend.
That can sometimes be a better approach because, for example, with B2B commerce on Lightning Experience, there are components out of the box, and then teams can also develop their own Lightning components that can address those headless potential use cases that would call for headless, but then still take advantage of 3 Salesforce updates a year, all the support, all of the ease of use that comes with it. If you go fully headless, you miss out on some of those great benefits that Salesforce has.
I think that's the real advantage of the hybrid model, is that there are some situations in which headless is 100% the right way to go. It'd be crazy not to do that. But there are other situations where I just need a tiny page, or I just need to make a small feature change, where having something that is more programmatically created is going to be way better than spinning up a development project to do something.
Salesforce has a CMS Connect, so customers can use that to have a uniform header and footer throughout the site, but actually have the CMS power, a CMS that's not Salesforce powering browsing and ordering, and then have B2B commerce with Salesforce power the cart and the checkout. So that's one example of how to kind of take that hybrid approach that's working for some of our customers really well.
And it can be a very powerful approach, because if you think about it, it means that you can deploy the front end tool, which is the right one for your business, right? Or for that particular business unit, while still using the same backend code. So, if that means that you have a content team that's working in Experience Manager all day, that can be powered with the same commerce engine as, the Salesforce content management. And you can have all these endpoints, and the endpoints, all they need to know is how to talk to the backend. They don't need to worry about the backend. So
the B2B commerce on Lightning Experience option, because it's built on the Salesforce platform, out of the box, we have mobile publisher, which lets our customers build a mobile app really quickly. So we've had some customers go headless for the purpose of having these beautiful mobile apps, which are great achievements and really awesome. But now that customers are deploying on Lightning Experience, they can do that without an additional investment or additional teams, because mobile publisher is just very seamless, very much on that clicks end of the spectrum. Great. Well, John, this has been very informative. I've learned a lot. Really appreciate your thoughts and your time today.
Awesome. Thanks, Kate. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.